So here we go. 06 for me is sash. So that's like a sash for Miss Universe. And 26 is nudge, like in nudging someone. So I can imagine that you're about to put a sash over somebody. And as you're doing that, they nudge you over saying, I don't want that sash. And, as they nudge you, you feel that, maybe the elbow hitting your ribs. And the more pain you feel, the more you can start to remember as well. So that's a part of memory that you'd want to use. You want to use emotion. Also, with sash, don't just picture an image. What does that sash feel like? The sash that I have, there's actually a color, and it's like a teal color, and it's silk. So silky teal color sash. It doesn't have any writing on it, surprisingly, since I said Miss Universe, but it's a teal color sash. It's silky. It's made of silk. And, I put this around someone, and as I try and do it, bang, I cop a nudge. Not an elbow, but a nudge. So 0626. I'm obviously exaggerating as I go along, but that's how you remember. Now, for memory competitions, we do this in split seconds, like 0626, bang, and then keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And, the faster we go, the obviously the quicker the association has to be. So what I try and do when I'm training, remember I'm not competing or anything like that. I'm trying to train my brain. So the best way to do it is to get deep and understand, well, what does a sash look like to me? What's going to be memorable? What does nudge feel like? Even though in some cases you probably think nudge, well, how am I going to visualize it? It can be a bit tricky. Well, that's the whole point of memory, is to take something that is somehow difficult to visualize, can be abstract, and say, okay, how can I make this memorable? That's the whole idea. And the more you train things like numbers, for example, the more opportunity you're going to get to make things memorable. And also look at things that don't work. And that's why when I memorize all these. I mean, look, there's like 1,000 digits here, right? And the job isn't to try and recall all these numbers. My job is to train so that I'm encoding effectively. And that's where the skill of memory training comes in. It's about encoding effectively. And if you can do that, and you can do it really well throughout all these numbers, not just once, twice, but for weeks on end, months on end, then your mental capacity, your mental fitness is going to increase enormously. So this is why memory training is so powerful, because, and remember, this is just numbers that we're training in. It's just numbers. You can also practice on words and cards, anything that's absolutely abstract, right? You can't necessarily practice on images because that's already encoded data, right? So we have to pick something like numbers, something like playing cards, or dates, or things like that, which is going to challenge our brain. Think, okay, how can we encode this into images, and how can we create a story from it? So very basic look at how I train with numbers. And if you've got any questions, feel free to comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.